Hi, good morning. We have a dolly find today. This was a little bit unexpected. It is not a doll I know anything about. But before I went to DollyCon, I was invited to join a group which was for the Daisy doll, the Mary Quant doll. I know absolutely zero about her. It's not a doll I even saw. I mean, in theory, I should have seen as a child, but I did not see this doll at all. But she's got a pretty little face. And I'm like, oh, she's quite nice. And because I was going to DollyCon within about a week of that, I thought I might have a look, see if there was one. When I got there, yes, there was. There was a few on one particular stall. And I went past and there was one. If you collect dolls, you know what I mean. If you don't, you probably think I'm mad. But there's certain dolls that sort of call out to you, not literally. Honestly, I don't hear them speak to me. But there's just something about them. There's just something about their face, or I don't know, even if they look dirty little scruffy things sometimes, there's just something about them. And I kept going past and coming back to my stall, going past, I must have done it 4 or 5 times. I did buy some other items from this stall at the time, but I decided on the day not to buy because I knew so little about the doll. But when I came home, I really regretted that. And all I could think about was getting this doll. So eventually I contacted the lady who had the stall and said, was she willing to sell it? Was she still selling? I didn't realise she does have an online sort of page. I didn't realise that. So that's something else I've discovered. And so she said, yes, okay, fair enough. And we worked it out and I made the payment. And I think I got her for an exceptional price as well. So I was really pleased with that. And thank you, Belinda, very much for organising this for me and getting her sent to me. You need to have a look now, don't you? Here she is. Now, my son says she's got a funny face. I don't know. I quite like it. I think she's quite cute. So, ta-da! There she is. So I'll bring her in. Because I haven't got the camera facing me, as in the screen, I can't see what I'm doing here. So I'm hoping that's not going to blur anything too badly. But here she is in her funny little red trench coat. She does have some underwear on there, I was pleased to know. She's not going around flashing everybody. But I just love this little coat as well more than anything else. We're going to have a closer look at her in a minute. But I just think she's got a really cute face. She is smaller than the Cindy. That was something I didn't know. So I'm going to pop them side by side so we can have a little look at what sort of sizing she is. I paid £30 for her, so I was really pleased with that as well. She's in very good condition. So we're going to have a closer look at our Daisy. I'm going to call her Daisy. I know that sounds a little bit predictable considering that's what they were. Well, I will only probably have one of these. I think we've heard that before. But no, I am one. I've been downsizing. I've been organising my dolls. I've been so good. I've been tidying up. And I'm more of a get one of everything unless it's certain dolls. I think the Cindy's and the Smart dolls definitely break that rule. But anything else, it's usually just one design. And it helps me know if I wanted to make some clothing now, for example, I've got her size. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So me and Daisy are going to see you in a couple of moments and we're going to have a proper look at this doll. And I'm hoping you guys are going to give me more information, as much as information as possible. I'm like a sponge where things like that are concerned. I need more, because we're always learning. We never stop learning. And somebody's going to have some trivia about the doll that nobody else does know. And it's great for everyone else who's watching and looking in the comments as well. So please leave information there. So come on, Daisy, we're going to have a good look at you. I will see you in a moment. Well, here she is, little Daisy. As you can see, she's still got a price tag on, so you can see what I paid for her, which I think was a reasonable price for this particular type of doll. I have seen that they do go for more, but perhaps it's because I don't understand. Perhaps some are worth more than others. I don't know. Again, if you can help me on that, I'd be grateful. So here she is. As I say, she's got quite a cute little face. I do think she's very much of her time. Little sideways glance there. And she has blue eyes and blue matching eyeshadow. The same colour as her eyes. Her hair does need a little bit of TLC, but it's not bad, you know. I think it's just a case of giving it a wash and a set, and I've got a few others I do need to sort out, so perhaps at some point, I keep saying that, but I keep running out of time at the moment. That is something that does need doing. So she has some little boots on as well. There's a little split in the boots, but to be honest, I'm not actually bothered about the boots. I'm not bothered about a lot of vintage clothing, to be totally honest. I do like some of the modern clothing. I might be able to, I'm very carefully, glue that back together. I suppose she should have her original boots. It shouldn't take much. They'll split. Obviously, you take them on and off and on and off. They've been well played with. It happens. We can't do much about that. So I'm going to take a price tag off as well if I can. It's well wrapped around her wrist. Oh dear. Can we not get it off? I'm going to rip the tag and see if that helps. There we go. There you are. You're free now. Free from your label. And then this little coat I just thought was hilarious. It's just, yes, a coat's hilarious. Whatever. But I just liked, again, that vintage feel. I've just told you I don't like some of the old clothes, but every now and again there is something. It's like Cindy's got some of the raincoats, for example. It gives me that sort of outdoor sort of raincoat, sort of fun sort of vibe. It's like a PVC pleathery sort of fabric. It fastens at the waist. We've got a little bit of wear and tear. If you've ever had anything that's sort of pleather, whether it be a bag or anything, you know, obviously when things rub on it, it gives way. So that is what's happened with the belt. But I will take, the belt is actually stitched on at the back. I was just about to say I will take the belt off. I might unstitch the belt and pop her another belt on so she can sort of, well, she could wear it loose. She doesn't have to. I mean, very 60s sort of look, wouldn't necessarily have had a belt. But again, maryquant Designs, etc. I'm presuming this is her original coat. Please let me know. So she has some little tiny buttons here. Are the pockets actually proper pockets? I can't tell. No, they're just, well, they would be without the buttons, but they've been stitched on. Have the buttons been added on after? I don't know. They do look like old buttons. The stitching, sometimes you can tell the way it's been stitched on whether it's old, and I think that is the case. But apart from that, the coat's in quite good condition. But as I say, I'm not overly bothered about the vintage stuff, but I think I will keep this one. I think it will look nice. I could make some hats and scarves to go with it, and I need to make an outfit for her. I might have something to fit her, but as I say, she is smaller than some of my others, so I'll have to have a rummage in the box. So let's take this coat off. We're going to expose you, I'm afraid, missus. But she has got some underwear on there. So we can see the body size. Do the legs do anything? Ah, yes. The legs are these sort of, I think these are a bit weird. They're a little bit like the like Liga-chan dolls, where it's a piece of wire. Now the legs are still bending okay. Doesn't seem to be any sort of cracking. Sometimes you can get the cracking. I will avoid using that anyway. I won't bend them too much, but they do bend still. We have a little bit of tiny weeny bit of nibbly on the feet. Can you see that? I knew that though, because Belinda did send me a full, bits on the table now, a full set of pictures because I asked her about the hands and the feet. But sometimes, as long as they're not missing huge chunks and things, because they've nearly always got footwear, and I do have a tendency to put boots on my dolls a lot, that's not going to be a problem at all. Because how old would she be? She got... we're 60 years, possibly. It's got to be around that. Maybe a little bit later, maybe 55, something like that. She's probably around my age. Again, I should have done the research before I did the video, but where's the fun in that? I like to hear from you guys the information that you have, and we'll do a bit of research, and as I say, everybody can sort of join in and we'll all look at it together, which is quite nice. The underwear, I suspect, could be original. It's semi-fit, so it's not too bad. The legs, they're fine. They just go forward and back. Bit of ratchety. I presume that's how it was meant to be. Oh, that one's not so ratchety. Obviously with these dolls sometimes, and you see how we get this plastic? You get like a little bit of a melty sort of thing. That might be what's catching there. But I'm going to have a go at cleaning that up. It's, again, it's of the age. It happens. I think that could be what's catching. That's why I say it's a bit ratchety just there. Might be able to sort of sand that down or something. The other leg's sort of moving okay, so we're all right there. There are some things when you're buying vintage dolls you do have to accept. A little bit of writing on her back there. Can we see that? I have got my glasses on, but it doesn't mean I can see it. Not really. something toys, model toys limited. Is there a date there? You might be able to see it better than me. Can you see if there's a date? There's a copyright sign, and I think it just says Hong Kong. So model toys limited, Hong Kong. That's all it says there. There's nothing on the head, because sometimes you do get marks on the head or the back of the neck. Let's have a look what the arms do. They're just sort of forward and back. That's just normal enough. They don't bend like the knees, but again, that's pretty common in this sort of era and style of dolls. She has a little waist twist, which has got that slight slant on it. Can you see? So we get different sort of positioning, so it's more of an upward and then of a downward sort of pose. So it gives you a little bit of posability with the doll. She's got a little bobble in here, which I presume we'll take that out. We don't need that in. It's probably when the child's been playing with it or all those years. You can see how old it is, because look, that's about to perish any second now. So that's quite cute though. That is quite cute. But the problem with elastic bands with doll's hair, it can actually get a bit messy, but this isn't too bad. It's not, I've got none of the rubber is stuck to her hair. I said the hair's quite nice. I'm quite looking forward to actually washing it. She's got an awful lot of hair. There's a lot of plugs in there. I can't see any obvious. Oh, we've got a little bit of thin in there, and maybe two there, but she's still got an awful of hair. So I reckon washed and styled, that would be great. Just looking at the head then. Oh, the head's a weird one, because rather than just going sort of side to side like that, as you turn it, she looks up. She looks up, yeah. So it's got a sort of a slightly strange twist there to it. But again, if you were doing a photograph or something like that, it gives you an angle to pose with, which is quite nice. So we'll get that hair done. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I think it needs sort of a wave in it at the bottom. I'm really not very good at doing things like this, because I never get round to practicing. But I think first of all, it's a shampoo and sort of bring it down and maybe pop a little wave in it, because you can, I think she would have normally. You can see you've got a nice little wave in the hair there. But last time I put curlers in a doll, she ended up with so much sort of curls, it was unreal. It looked amazing, but it was a nightmare to look after. So that is Daisy. Let's have a quick look at her next to Cindy, because I presumed she was the same size as Cindy, but she's not. Cindy is quite a bit bigger. Now, this is my Cindy I got at Dollycon as well. So she's also got her outfit on. I got it from Dollycon. Just love this. These weren't meant to match, but as it turned out, I bought the boots. I actually bought the boots from the same lady as I got these from. And I had to get the talcum powder out because they're a nightmare to get on, but they always were. So she's got her boots and her dress, and she's got one of my Christmas hats on there, because we're getting ready for Christmas. Her hair's still not been done either. So I think perhaps they're going to both have a dolly spa together. But look at the size difference. If I put them sort of, I'll just bring the feet. I know you can't see the feet, but if I just bring the feet right down to me, edge to edge, you can see there's quite a considerable difference in height. And I don't know, for some reason I thought they were going to be the same size dolls. But that's quite nice, because you get different ages with the dolls if you're setting scenes and things like that. She's clearly, obviously, she's shorter, so she's going to be more petite. So she's a very petite little doll. Her face is very sort of tiny compared with Cindy, but again, Cindy's a bigger doll. And Cindy does have a large head. I love Cindy, but she does have a large head. That is why when I'm making hats, for example, Barbie hats, a good chance are going to fit this girl, but I have to make a different size for Cindy. So when people are buying hats or buying patterns off me, you know, I do need to know what size dolls they are. Or if people have commissioned me something, I need to know, because there's such a variety of doll head size in there. So we're going to pop your coat back on. Just sort of give a bit of decency, and it's absolutely freezing in here. I've got to getting problems with my boiler. Never mind, it will sort, but it's a bit chilly at the moment. So there she is, Daisy, compared with Cindy. These are both theoretically Dollycon purchases, although I bought her after the fact, but it was from somebody at Dollycon. So they were sort of Dollycon related. I am really, really pleased with it. I'm definitely going to take that belt off. I don't know whether to make her something with a slight 60s vibe. Maybe a crochet dress, because there's a lot of crochet in the 60s. That is what I do, everyone. You may have guessed that somehow. And she definitely needs a hat. And we need to sort out some shoes, but I might try and mend those boots. but I think I might have some nicer boots in one of the boxes. I need a good rummage. As I say, I'm trying to tidy my room up because I did promise at some point I would do a tour of my room. It's not that exciting, like, but you know, there's lots of little bits to see, and you know, if you like your dolls, lots, because I've got from sort of 12th scale up, so there's lots of little bits and bobs if you fancy having a look round my room. But I told myself I've got to tidy it up first and make sure it looks nice. It won't last, but at least for the video it'll be tidy and neat. So that's about it for today. I just wanted to introduce you to little Daisy here, who is the new resident in my house. And also, if you've got some information, I am going to do a little bit of research, but I'm sure you guys have got more information than I can probably research. I have found that out when I've researched other dolls. I've said some bits of information on the video, but then other people have gone, bah, but did you know? And that is the bit of information that I like. It's more sort of, I don't know, it's a little bit more personal when it's like that. So I'm hoping I'm going to hear from you all, and hope you like little Daisy here. As I need to get her sorted out and cleaned up. In fact, this afternoon, that's what I'm saying. These two girls are having their hair washed this afternoon, and they were going to get sorted. I need to do that. So I'm going to be also doing a tutorial for a Cindy poncho, couldn't think of the word then, a poncho next, which I might keep these two out and we can have a look. I think it's going to be too big for this girl because of the head size, because again, you have to make the poncho slightly larger to go over, unless you're wanting to pop the heads off, but you can't pop all the heads off. So I'll be looking at that in a few moments. I'm going to do these videos back to back, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you very much for watching my videos. If you do enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe and share. It means a lot. I have just gone over my 3,000 subscribers. I am so happy. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for that. And I will see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.